Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. My name is LaKeesha Hines, and you are watching SOS, where I'm saving our sex lives one bedroom at a time. How are you all doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Lady Z. Good morning. Well, I guess it's morning where you are. It's afternoon where I am. Let me know where you're streaming from. I always want to know. I always want to know where you are streaming from. Please let me know so I can shout you out. That brings me so much joy in my life. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show. Please be sure to do that, to like, share, and subscribe to everything that is Couples Academy. We want you to make sure you are staying connected and that you know what is going on at all times with Couples Academy. So please make sure that you are doing that. Again, let me know where you're streaming from so I can shout you out. I appreciate that so much. Today, we are talking about how to stop ruining your sex life. So important, because what is this topic or title insinuating? It's insinuating that there's something that you are doing that is actually self-sabotaging, that is sabotaging your sex life. And so if you're doing something that is sabotaging your sex life, that means that you can do something to stop sabotaging your sex life. So today we're talking about how not to destroy your sex life. And really what it comes down to are bad habits. We all have bad habits. Each and every one of us, many times, we are completely oblivious. Like we don't even realize that we have these annoying habits. And even more importantly, we don't even realize the negative impact that these habits have on other people. A lot of these bad habits that we have, they were formed unconsciously, but they've become a part of our usual behavior. And so we just accept them ourselves as this is just who I am, it's what I do. And then the people around us also just begin to accept it as usual behavior. So we know that habits can be good or bad, but at the end of the day, they define our character, they define our feelings, and sometimes even our thoughts. They also affect how we conduct ourselves and how we deal with other people and how we communicate with other people. So I just want you to recognize the fact that any habit that you have, any habit that you have, it affects the people around you. And our daily habits, especially our bad daily habits, actually affect how other people relate to us and how they respond to us. Now, what about the habits that only affect you as an individual? So you may think it's not a big deal. But if you have a bad habit of being disorganized, of being late all the time, of procrastinating, it can actually cause you stress. And truth be told, it could cause other people around you to be stressed out. It could affect them in a negative way as well, because if they are waiting on you to do something, but you're procrastinating, you may be holding them up from something else they need to do. If you're constantly late, you may be infringing upon their time. If you're disorganized and they need you to provide something for them, well, you can't find it because you're disorganized, and now you prevented them from being able to do something that they want to do. So don't be naive to the fact that just because you think it's only affecting you, I want you to know that it can, and it often does, affect the other people around you, specifically your partner, because they're the closest to you. And they have a tendency to take an even bigger toll than you think. And it is especially problematic if they affect the sexual harmony between you and your spouse. Some of the things that can create issues, disrupt the sexual harmony between you and your partner or your spouse, is being overly jealous and possessive and being controlling. Because many times we mistake that as a sign of love, and it's really not. It's a sign of insecurity, and it could be a sign of someone who is going to eventually become abusive, potentially. I'm not saying that that's always the case, but that could be the case. So that is not a sign of love. It's actually a warning sign and something that needs to be handled and dealt with immediately. If you're always in conflict with your spouse, with your partner, there's always nagging or arguing or bickering, like that also can be damaging to your relationship and ultimately your sex life. Now, what about the couple on the flip side who never fights? Well, that's not healthy either, because what that often means is that you're avoiding conflict. You're not dealing with the issues. You're swallowing your feelings. And then what's happening on the inside? Resentment is building. So that's not healthy either. We know that we're going to disagree. We know that we're going to have discord, marital discord, right? But we have to make sure that we're not showing any type of contempt, or make sure that we're not verbally attacking our partner. We always meet with couples who have a tendency to say things like "you always" or "you never." Like, that is the worst thing you could possibly say to your spouse, right? So what we want to do is focus on resolving the problem as a team, and not pointing the finger and saying it's you, or judging our partners. Another way that we can destroy our sex life is by judging our spouses or our partners for their sexual desires, their fantasies, or even their performance in the bedroom. And the one thing I really, really want you to take away from this right now in this moment is that sex is an extremely vulnerable act. And people get very, very sensitive. So criticism, any criticism that is given toward the spouse is really an act of rejection, and it can profoundly hurt your partner. So we want to make sure that we're avoiding any verbal attacks, we're avoiding any criticisms, that we don't judge, because again, it can be a form of rejection. Okay. And it literally can hurt your partner deeply in a way that may take them an extremely long time to recover from. All right. So let's jump into the specifics of how we can stop ruining our sex lives. And a lot of it has to do with some passive habits, right? There are some passive habits that many of us actually have. And good grief. The first one I want to talk about is laziness. Yep, that's the first one. So, the first thing you can do, if this applies to you, to stop ruining your sex life, is to stop being lazy. Oh my goodness. So, when you've been together for a really, really long time, we have a tendency to not put forth the same level of energy and effort into our love making, right? But at the end of the day, sex is like working out. It takes energy, it takes initiative, and sometimes there does have to be some planning. I've talked to you many times about scheduling sex. Sometimes it's what you have to do, because our marriages are so much more healthy when sex is happening on a regular basis. All right. So both parties need to do whatever they can to make it happen. Sometimes I know we get exhausted, we're tired, we're working jobs, we've done all these things. But guess what? We get up and go to work every day, even though we're tired. And the reason why we do that is what? Well, we need a paycheck, right? So think of your sex life as, I need that paycheck to sustain me, to make sure we can pay all our bills, to make sure we can do what we need to do. Your sex life sustains you many times when you are just going through some major things in your relationship, and you're able to connect with your spouse sexually, and it makes that other stuff that you're dealing with not seem like such a big deal. Okay. So hold it in that same high regard as, I need that paycheck to be able to pay bills and to be able to live and to survive. Well, guess what? You need to stay connected to your spouse sexually to survive, so that you can live, so that you can thrive and have a healthy relationship. Sometimes we don't um initiate sex because there's fear of being rejected. Perhaps you've been rejected in the past and you just don't want to deal with that rejection. Well, that's a conversation with your spouse, letting them know that I actually think about sex. I actually kind of want to have it, and sometimes I think about initiating, but I don't, because um when I do, or when I have, you have rejected me, and that made me feel fill in the blank. Okay. So it's a conversation, something that you need to talk about, but do your best to to like not stop initiating sex, right? And to stop being lazy. Number two, stop being complacent. Oh my goodness. Again, when you've been together for a really, really long time, sex literally can become so predictable because, again, you've been together so long and it's so easy to fall into the habit. Remember, we're talking about habits, habit of doing the same old thing. And I can tell you for women in particular, to feel pressure about sex. It can cause women to feel pressure about sex because they feel like they need to hit all the normal points rather than connecting and exploring together. And so, what do? Switch things up, change the order, try new things. Try to find some different erogenous zones. I did another show all about erogenous zones. Watch that show so that hopefully you can find some new zones to explore. But it's so important that, again, we don't get caught up in the routine. I don't know about you, but I get bored like really, really easily. And I'm not even necessarily just talking about sex in general. I'm saying in general. I get bored very easily. Like I used to have to start taking a different route home from my job because I just got tired of like going down the same road every time, taking the same streets. And so I would go different ways sometimes to get home, just to switch it up and do something different. I change my hair, I change, I don't know, my nail color. I just change different things because I'm like, I get bored. So the same thing can happen in the bedroom. You literally can get bored. So stop being complacent. Try new things, do new things, explore together, find new ways to connect inside and outside of the bedroom to avoid that complacency. Number three, stop ignoring your body. All right, what am I talking about? Ignoring this body. So, another thing that happens is, when we've been together for quite some time, we get comfortable. We get comfortable. And many times we stop taking care of our bodies. And it's not enough just to exercise and to eat healthy. Obviously, those are huge. And those are some major determining factors as far as the longevity of life. And also, it affects the quality of sex that you're having in your relationship. But you got to also go to the doctor at least once a year for a yearly checkup because you need to be monitoring your overall health. You need to be checking your stress levels. You need to make sure that everything is in alignment and it is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Sometimes, especially as we get older, we'll see a decline in libido. Sometimes depression sits in because people around us are leaving this earth. And many times it is hormonal. And so by going to the doctor, they can be checking hormone levels as well, because sometimes you're just not producing enough of a particular type of hormone. For ladies, a lot of times it's not enough progesterone. So, I mean, that's a simple fix. You just add some progesterone. It's not that simple. Obviously, we got to go through a couple things, but the point is it was an easy fix in terms of being able to diagnose it just by going to the doctor, getting levels checked, blood work annually to make sure, again, everything is in alignment and it's where it should be. All of the levels are where they should be. We have to take our health so seriously. As I said, people are leaving this place here today, gone tomorrow. And there are things at times that we can do to prolong our life and to make sure that we're having quality of life. And so it's more than just sex. Sex is what we're talking about today, but we are discussing overall health right now in this moment and ensuring that, again, you're taking care of your bodies. You only get one. You only get one earth suit. So you better take care of it. You got to clean it, and you got to make sure that you are giving it everything that it needs. All right. And be that accountability partner for each other. Make your appointments at the same time. If you have the same doctor, like my husband and I, we have the same general medicine physician. And so we'll make our appointments together a lot of times. So, again, we hold one another accountable, but you got to take care of your bodies. Okay. And so right now, I'm going to take care of your mind just a little bit, give you an opportunity to go and run to the restroom if you need to. But most importantly, we'll just give you a little brain break and then we'll come back with some other tips to help you to stop ruining your sex life. All right. So don't go anywhere. Don't swipe left or right. We'll be right back. You're watching SOS.
We're really excited about Foundation. It is a new group program where couples are gathering from all around the world twice a week, couples who just want to have a thriving, successful, amazing marriage. No really well-built house is built without a foundation. As a matter of fact, without a foundation, it can't stand. It would just crumble right into the ground. We are going to interview experts and other successful couples so that you can get a glimpse into the lives of other people who are.
Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I want to make sure that you are hearing about everything that is going on with Couples Academy, and Foundations is huge and you get to try it for a discounted rate. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. But there is one other thing that I want you to know about. You all really, really, really need to know about this because there's something super, super exciting that is coming up here at Couples Academy. And I want to make sure that you know all about it. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Hey family, Hassani and Danielle here, and I want to tell you about the Phoenix Awards Gala happening on October 7th, 2023. Couples Academy is hosting its first annual Phoenix Awards Gala, a celebration of perseverance, patience, and persistence, focused on couples who have endured and overcome significant hardships in their marriages.
Nominees of this prestigious award will have come to the brink of destruction in their marriage without giving up, and are living a testimony to what is possible when two stand as one.
This is no ordinary gala. We are honoring 5 of the most resilient couples across the U.S. and abroad. And here's the most exciting part. You get to pick our nominees. And there's more. Wear your most exquisite gowns and black tie ensembles and prepare for a 50-foot red carpet, cocktail reception, dinner, live music, and dancing. We're going to raise the roof and the standard for marriages on October 7th, and we want you to be there.
For tickets, go to couplesacademy.org/events.
We're really excited about Foundation. It is a new group program where couples are gathering from all around the world twice a week, couples who just want to have a thriving, successful, amazing marriage. No really well-built house is built without a foundation. As a matter of fact, without a foundation, it can't stand. It would just crumble right into the ground. We are going to interview experts and other successful couples so that you can get a glimpse into the lives of other people who are doing what it is that you desire to do, who have and who are accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. And we also have over 500 videos available for you to watch of all of our teaching. Everything that we've ever done, every topic that we've ever covered will be accessible to you.
So guys, if this sounds exciting to you and if this sounds like something you've been waiting for, go ahead and just give it a try. We're literally giving away a 15-day trial for $1. And then after that, it's simply $3 a day. And so, is your marriage worth it? Is your future worth it? Join the community today. Just click that button and meet us on the other side.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back again. My name is LaKeesha Hines. You're watching SOS, and today we're talking about how to stop ruining your sex life. And so now we are on to number 4. Stop the silence. Stop the silence. What am I talking about? Man, listen. Great sex starts with emotional connection. How do we get connected emotionally? Communication. Marriages suffer when husbands and wives slowly stop communicating. Your sex life literally is one of the first things to suffer from a lack of communication. So we have to never stop communicating. We have to talk about our fears, our hurts, our emotions, our pains, our disappointments, our unmet needs, our dissatisfaction all the time. So we have to talk about our sex life, what we like, what turns us on, what turns us off, what we don't like. Guess what? You even need to talk during sex. Who knew? Who knew? You have to even talk during sex. Oh my gosh. What if you're in a position that hurts and it's uncomfortable? You have to say, hello, excuse me, can we switch this up? Sometimes it's not working for you. So that means you have to communicate and you have to say, this isn't working for me. Can we switch it up? Can we try something new? Can we try something different? I'm just saying, you have to communicate inside and outside of the bedroom. So, whatever you do, never stop communicating. I just want to take a moment to shout out again, Lady Z. Hello, Lindsay, my sister, Michelle, and Nina, and Damien. And I know that there are many of you out there that are watching. You just didn't drop a line and let me know where you're streaming from. So I want to share Mr. Damien's comments. Hello, Damien. Good afternoon, he says. Good afternoon. Can we talk about sexual addictions and marriages? I love this channel and would love to have more insight from a Christian perspective. Yes, sir, Mr. Damien. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your question. Thank you for watching. I guarantee the next time you watch, that is what we will talk about. Sexual addiction in marriage from a Christian perspective. I got you, sir. So you make sure you stay tuned so you don't miss it. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. I love you. I love it when you give me topics and things that you want to talk about. I love it. Man, we have London and Washington and Virginia in the house. Hello. All right. So back to the ways that we can stop ruining our sex life. On to number 5. Stop staying up late. Okay. I don't know about you all. I am so guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. Sometimes I'm working late. And then when I finish working, I'm needing that time to decompress. And so I'll turn on the TV and I'll watch TV, or I get on my phone and I'll scroll. I have games on my phone. So I may be playing a game on my phone and I end up staying up too late. And so because I have a man who communicates, thank you, Jesus. He said, that is not working for me. I need you to come to bed. So guess what I started doing? Taking my butt to bed. So I still struggle sometimes. I fall off because again, I'm working and I can't wind down and he's tired and I don't want to disturb him. So there are times where I may still, go to bed late. But for the most part, when he's in bed, I'm there too. And I know that, those of you who have children, the only time you can really have to yourself is after they go to bed. And if they don't have a bedtime, then that could be 11, 12 o'clock at night. So, we have to, one, make sure our kids are on a schedule, but also do our best, no matter how tempting it is, do our best to go to bed and not stay up so late because that interrupts our sleep. And then what happens when we don't get enough sleep? We get an increase in anxiety, possibly leading to depression. Your exhaustion, your fatigue. I actually just talked about this in our support group. Your fatigue can actually mirror depression, and it's hard sometimes to tell the difference between fatigue and depression. So there are times where you're just tired because you need more sleep. You're not depressed, you're just exhausted. And just quick tip, the major difference between depression and fatigue. Depression is you don't have the desire, the drive, the energy, the motivation to do anything. Fatigue is I want to get out and do things, but I'm just too tired to go, to do it, to move. Like my body is so exhausted. And hopefully that makes sense to you all. But if you suspect that you're depressed, please see your doctor. Please see your doctor before it's too late and get help for sure. But I will say also, back to our topic, our overall productivity drops along with our libido when we are not getting enough sleep. when the anxiety increases, if we're depressed. So we got to make sure that we are getting enough sleep. I cannot stress that enough, the value and the importance and the significance of getting a good night's sleep. Hello, Monique. Hello, Save One. Miss Jewel. Oh man, Team Smith in the house, Brother G and Jewel. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so let's continue our conversation. Where are we? Number 6. Stop the negative talk. Stop the negative talk. I touched on this a little bit when I was saying, we want to avoid criticism. We want to avoid criticizing our spouses for anything, but specifically about their sexual performance or, their lack of initiation, or if you're not enjoying sex. Like, you don't want to be critical. You have a conversation, but you do it in a loving and kind manner, one that they can receive and not one that they will reject because your words are too harsh or too cruel. So that's one aspect of this. But the next aspect is when we think negatively about ourselves, when we think negatively about our spouses, when we speak negatively about ourselves or our spouse, it literally is like throwing cold water on sexual excitement. So we have to be kind to ourselves and our spouses regarding their appearance and their attractiveness. We have to be kind. When people don't feel good about themselves, they are not as enthusiastic about having sex. So we have to build this habit of thinking and speaking positively into each other. You can find something to compliment your spouse on. And so here's a word of advice. Every single day, find something to compliment your spouse on. Let one thing be physical. And I said one thing, but I want you to do two things. two compliments per day. Find something physical and then find something that is non-physical. For example, okay, I see those biceps. I see what you're working with, bro. Right? That's physical. Non-physical, you are such a good father. I love the way you get up and you make sure that the kids are ready and they're prepared to start their day, and you put them on the bus and you do their Bible study, their devotional with them in the morning, you pray with them, and I just love that. You're such an awesome father. So sexual and non-sexual, right? 2 things per day. I promise you, it will help not only build up your spouse's self-esteem, but also they'll look at you differently because they see you seeing them. And that just does something for us when we get compliments from our spouses, right? When they catch us doing something good and they show, not only they acknowledge it, but then they show a level of appreciation for it. So we want to make sure that we're speaking life into our spouses and not death. Remember that death and life are in the power of the tongue. So we want to make sure that we're only speaking life, that we're only thinking and speaking positively about our spouses. That is so important. All right. Okay. So, if there are some of you who are out there who have children, especially small children, and you're co-sleeping, I just want to take a moment and just talk to you. You most certainly have got to stop sharing your bed. Okay. Stop sharing your bed with these children. You have to get them out of there. Get those kids out of the bed, because that is a sacred space. That is a space for you and your spouse only. I understand the season of nursing. Been there, done that 4 times. There was co-sleeping that took place while I was nursing, because you are just physically drained and exhausted, right? You literally, like, I don't want to get up and go nowhere to pick nobody up and put them back down after I birthed them. Like, literally, I just want to roll over and go to sleep. So I understand that co-sleeping piece with something that they can lay in. There's a little something you can buy. I forgot what it's called, to put them in. So you make sure you don't roll over on top of your baby. That has happened. That has happened. And babies have died. So make sure you're not doing that. I don't mean to be morbid, but this is my PSA announcement for today. Okay. But the co-sleeping while nursing, I get it. But after that, we need to start transitioning that kid out of the bed. Again, that is a sacred space for you and your spouse. And that is adult time, grown up time. We got to get them out of the bedroom. Shouldn't be toys in that bedroom. It shouldn't be anything that belongs to those children. Baby socks, baby shoes, none of that stuff should be in your bedroom. Okay. Because that's your adult space. Now, also, I want to talk about sharing your bed with the affair partner. And let me tell you specifically what I mean. And I'm going to move fast because this isn't really the topic for today. You must make sure that you are removing the affair partner from your mind, because even though they are not physically there, if you are still thinking about them, and I'm not even talking about the unfaithful, I mean the unfaithful. I'm talking about the faithful one who oftentimes is still thinking about the affair partner. You must shift your thinking, change your thoughts, and get that affair partner out of your bedroom. Otherwise, you will never have the sex life that you truly desire to have, nor the one that you deserve to have. All right. And the last one, stop watching porn. You got to stop doing it. Porn is ruining relationships left and right. And I know there's some of you out there that will say, hey, watching porn as a couple literally can help to intensify and enhance our sex life. But I will tell you that, even those people who claim it saves marriages, there is no data that supports that. What the data does support is that for every claim of marriage being helped, thousands of marriages and lives are being destroyed by pornography. It's dangerous, it's divisive, it is a fantasy, it's not real. And what ends up happening is when we are trying to get ourselves to that place of arousal, we're thinking about what we're seeing on the screen instead of the person who is right next to us. So now I'm lusting after what my eyes are seeing instead of this body that is right next to me. And your eyes should only be for the person who you are with. All right. So hopefully this helped you all today. Hopefully you got some insight so you can stop ruining your sex life. Make sure that you are tuning in every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're watching a Couples Academy show Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. Ask the experts on Friday, 9:30. Before I do, 9 p.m., I believe, 9 or 9 p.m. Tomorrow night. All these shows are here to help you all, to help strengthen, build your relationships, right? And give you tools, tips, and strategies and resources to help you be successful. And it's free. So take advantage of it. If you're struggling in your sex life, make that discovery call today. Let me help you. Let me get you to that place where you truly desire to be. Make sure that you make that discovery call. All right. So you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. My brother Damien, I got you. Tune in next week. That will be the topic that you asked me to speak about, my brother. So you all enjoy your day. Peace, love, and happiness. And I'll see you all next week. Take care. Peace.